Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is Eddie with Colton RV, and today we're covering a different product line. We're covering the Lance 1875. Pretty cool. We've done some Lance videos in the past, but this one's not really like the other ones we did. It's a lot smaller, but it's got a lot of space inside, so it's pretty cool. Without further ado, we'll check it out. Up here on the front, you'll notice something a little different. So you still have your storage compartment like every other travel trailer does, but you have this cool slide tray here that not a lot of people do. So it's pretty neat. You can slide your luggage right away, pull it right out. If you have some camp chairs, it makes it a lot easier so you don't have to go way in there and dig around. Another cool thing they do is, so we'll roll this back in, they actually give you up top here a little table. So if you're thinking, oh man, where's my folding table gonna go? It's right here. It's pretty cool. It just stores right away, doesn't impede your storage at all, and when you're putting it away, it just slides right back in. It's pretty neat. But up here on the doors, another thing you'll notice, that's a slam latcher. So you don't have to deal with those little twisty knob latches like I have on my camper that always get stuck and they never work, and then I end up saying some French words. So you got slam latchers, you don't have to worry about it, and they're magnet latch, so you don't have to worry about that little clip breaking either. Up here in the front, another cool thing that Lance does is your batteries. So you're gonna have two batteries on this coach, one on each side, but again, they're both on trays. Everything's on trays. It's pretty cool. It makes it very accessible. So if you take your batteries out like I do in the wintertime, it makes it a lot easier than having to go around and dig in there and all that. You just pop the battery out, good to go. Easy enough. Now, with the batteries, Lance is pretty unique in this aspect. So they're lithium ready. So if I bought this camper today, or if you bought this camper today, you could say, Eddie, either I want lead cells, which is normal, that's what everybody puts on them for the most part, or I want lithiums. Lithiums will give you more time out if you're gonna boondock. Well, most of the time you're gonna have to go through and change charge controllers and wiring and all that. With the Lance, you don't. All we have to do, we pop off the circuit breaker. There's a little switch on the back that says LI for lithium. All we have to do is put the battery in. So it actually saves you some money too, the way they do that from the factory, which is neat. Underneath of this, you're gonna have your solar controller. So there is a panel up on the roof that's going to provide you solar charging for your batteries. If you want additional and don't want to put it on the roof, you can put a ground panel here. That's neat because we have some shade right here. If I want to come out here and chase the sun, I can put it wherever I got to put it if I like to do those wooded sites. So that's just something cool that they do, but you do have your onboard solar there. Up on the front, a few other key features. If you've been researching Lances for a while, you've probably seen the video of their boss, their CEO, coming around and going up to this rock guard up here. Well, this is a molded rock guard. I don't have a baseball bat on me like he did in the video, but I can come up here and I can pound that as hard as I want and it's not gonna do anything. So if you, let's say you blow a tire, you kick up some ran over tire, you call them road turtles in the business, I guess. You have rock shoot up, whatever it is, and it hits this, it's gonna be fine. It's not gonna break. So that's pretty neat. Now they also do up here, you'll notice there's no propane tanks in view. This is actually the same material as the front here, but your propane tanks go under here. Now I'm taking this off for a reason, because you actually have not one, not two, but 3 propane tanks up there. So you have space for all 3 of these to go. Now, not all 3 are wired in, but you will have to have one that'll get unscrewed here and screwed into this front propane tank. But you have the capability to bring 320s with you, which is really, really neat. Up on the front, they're going to do what's called the Smart Jack for you. So with the Smart Jack, it is a power tongue jack. It is going to have a light up on the front, but a cool thing is you can set this to your truck height. So when you get to the campground and you level this out, when you go to back your truck back up, you can push these 2 buttons. It'll come right back up to the height that you memorized it at, and you won't have to stand here and hold the button and do all that stuff. So it's a pretty cool feature you got there. As we keep moving down the side, the other thing I want to touch on too, I touched on this bottom, but this top is also, this is a molded fiberglass up here. So, and the cool thing is, so with their sidewalls and their front, this is all a color infused fiberglass. So the white's color infused and the gray here is color infused. So what that means is, let's say you're going through a campground and you nick this on a tree or you scratch it or anything happens, you nick a camp chair on it. It's not going to be white under this gray. and it's not going to be gray under this white. Those are both color infused, so you won't even really see the scratch. So you don't have to worry about repainting, covering with a bullet hole sticker, anything like that. So you have plenty of durability with this whole camper, the front, the sides, and even right here. Everybody else in the industry does plastic right here for these guards. This is actually metal. It's an aluminum that goes all the way up and around. Nobody else does that. Lance is one of the only ones. You're going to have your second battery compartment here, also on a slide tray. And then this is going to be a little unique. So right here, this is a storage compartment, but it looks a little bit different. So what it is it's actually a spot for your generator to go. Now it's not a spot to run your generator because there's no exhaust pipe, but if I'm bringing a little Honda 2000 or something like that, I'm not affiliated with Honda, and you put it in here, you can strap it down, and it's even vented so the gas fumes won't go inside. So it's pretty neat. Again, you do have to bring that out and place it away from the coach to run it, but it's cool that they put the storage there. This is going to be your control center. So you see we're plugged in right now. It's a 30 amp plug-in because you have one air conditioner. You're going to have your Truma system. So with the Truma, you have Truma all the way around this thing. You have Truma air, Truma heat, Truma hot water. This Truma system is going to do both your hot air and your hot water. So what it does is it's almost like a radiator in a house with a coil. So it's going to heat up a Sullivan or a water of some sort and put it through that coil, and that's going to heat the coach. It's a lot better than a forced air because it's not going to dry the inside of the coach out, right? So forced air dries the inside of the coach out, takes all the moisture out of the air. This doesn't. So this is just like a boiler system in a house, and it does the hot water all in one, which is pretty cool. So you have that all in one system. Down here, you're going to have your tank fill and your black tank flush. So no more going inside the coach with a hose to wash out the toilet and then bringing that hose back through. That's pretty gross. You hook up right here, that'll flush the whole black tank out. You have cable inputs here, so for a satellite or for cable, if the park has it. And then you're also going to get an outdoor shower. When this pulls out, you have hot and cold water here. Very neat. So now with Lance, there is some stuff you can't see. So if we're talking suspension, so these run a traditional RV suspension, but what they do is Lance is putting road armor on for their shackles. They're a lot more durable when you get into those tight spots and turn. Sometimes you see the tire, if you've ever looked at an RV, do that. One cocks out, one cocks the other way. That's completely normal. But the shackle in the middle, that's what's holding it all together. Well, they're using road armor. Super, super strong. And they also have a shock package on here. Pretty much everything we order on the lot's going to have that shock package for Lance, but that's going to give you a lot smoother ride. They're also doing aluminum rims here, and they're doing, you'll see those yellow valve stems. That means there's tire pressure monitors already in here. Now the Lances we have, they come standard with the tire pressure monitors. They even give you the screen for it. So you put that in your truck, that's already on here. So if you're talking safety, Lance is loaded with safety features. So that's going to help if you're going down the road and your tires start heating up. You're going to know before you're going to get a blowout, and you have time to get over to the side of the road instead of having a blowout and going all out of control. That's a really nice feature to have. I have it on my camper. So now we're on the back of the Lance, and there's a couple things I want to touch on back here. You do have a hitch. So if you are bringing bikes with you, you can put a bike rack in there, have your bikes right on the back, free up the bed of the truck or the SUV. You do still have a bumper. A lot of manufacturers are getting rid of bumpers. I like bumpers because that means you can slide your sewer hose in there and it's out of the way. You don't have to worry about putting it in a bucket like I do on my camper. So slide your sewage hose in there. You don't have to worry about anything getting dirtied up by it. Now a big one is right there. You have a backup camera up top. I don't really know of anybody else doing backup cameras from factory, but Lance's, we order them with them. So not only are you getting the tire pressure monitors from Lance and us, you're getting the backup camera. So if you're you're talking safety, this is full of it. This way you can see who's behind you, who's trying to pass you, everything that's going on behind the coach. And then you'll notice this ladder. I love doing ladder jumps. I think I did one in another video, but this ladder here is super strong. You can see how thick it is. And if I get up here on this ladder and jump, it doesn't move at all. It's completely safe. So it's a lot thicker. It's a lot thicker than most motorhomes ladders I've seen, but it doesn't move at all. And it is going to have a 250-pound weight rating on here. But again, I mean, it doesn't move at all. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Up top, we're not going to get up top today, but there's a few things up there. There's going to be a Wi-Fi receiver and a cell phone booster. There's going to be obviously your air conditioner, but there's going to be solar panels up there. There's one panel on this. You can run 2 to 3 more if you want. Just depends how much room's up there to place the panels, but you will have room for that up top. Now we're on the campside of the Lance, and there's a couple cool things on here. So you'll notice right here, you have a JBL bar. You might say, what's that for? Well, this is for the JBL speaker they give you. So you have a wireless speaker, a Bluetooth speaker they give you for the coach. There's 2 of these. There's one inside, one outside. It locks into there too, so nobody can come up and grab it and just rip it off. But that's going to be your outdoor speaker essentially. But you Bluetooth it to your phone, and there you go. You have music playing. You're also going to have a set of plugs. Behind here, let's unlock it for you, is going to be your cable access. So if you are going to run an outdoor TV, your cable, USBs, and a 12-volt plug. So you can run a 12-volt TV if you're dry camping. And this is the mount for it. Your TV will slip right onto this and sit right there if you want to run it. But they put that on there, the plugs, and the 12-volt. So you have definitely a few options to run for it if you want to. And then you're also going to have on this side a gravity fill for your tank. So if you don't have pressured water through a hose and you need to fill up with a bucket or something like that, you can pop that open. There's just a hole in there. You can pour water directly into the tank if you are dry camping, which is pretty neat. And above that, you are going to see, this is 4 Seasons. So with the 4 Seasons, there's a few things you get. There's a little extra insulation in the slide box. There's a wrapped and enclosed underbelly. And you're also going to have a heating element that blows heat down into the underbelly of the coach. So when they say 4 Seasons, they actually mean 4 seasons. If you're camping in colder weather, that heat's blowing down into that underbelly, keeping those lines and tanks from freezing. Pretty cool. But without far, oh, and we'll touch on the awning too. I almost forgot. So this is an armless awning. You do have a light strip in the front, and you do have an outdoor light right up there. But this is on a wind sensor. So if the wind picks up, you're out biking, hiking, walking the dog, kayaking, and a wind shear comes in, you don't have to worry about rushing to the camper. This will come in all by itself. Pretty neat, pretty neat, pretty neat. But without further ado, we'll head inside and take a look at the inside. So we're going to take a look at the inside of the Lance now that we took a look at the outside. So on the inside, there's a lot of cool features. The first thing you'll notice is the amount of space in here for a 20-foot trailer. So on the inside, there's a few things that gives you the space. They put a huge slide box on the side that we'll take a look at. But they also do a Murphy bed. So with the Murphy bed, couple options you can do here. Right now we're in the seating position, so my TV, and we'll take a look at it, is directly across from me. Plenty of room to entertain guests or just sit inside if it's raining. When I'm ready for bed, it's pretty simple. You're going to take your armrests off, and they just pop right off like so. You're going to take your bed, or your couch I should say, flip it down, and your mattress flips right over. So now you're in sleep mode. Simple as that. And you also have so much more of the camper freed up when you're in that Murphy bed position. Now with the mattress, a lot of people ask, well, it's an RV mattress, is it not that good? Well, that's pretty thick right there. That's a real residential mattress they put in here. So you shouldn't have to be changing that out at all unless you run like a Sleep Number. But that's a thick mattress. I would be comfortable on it. For airflow, there's a few things. So even though we're plugged in right now, I'm not running the air conditioner for the sound guys because they wouldn't like that. It's a little too noisy. But I have all these windows open, and you'll notice even the front window opens. So these are an acrylic window. They're a dual pane window, which will help with the hot, the cold, all of that good stuff, even the sound. But you have that window that opens. I don't know if we can get a shot of this. I'll open the screen here. Look how far this window opens. This is, I mean, I could jump out this thing if I really wanted to. Plenty of room. Now, the shades come from the bottom, so you do have the blackout shades. The screen comes from the top, so you still have the bug protection. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 windows in here that open like that. So the airflow is absolutely crazy. If you don't have a breeze, you can grab your remote off the wall. This is a Max Air remote. You would hold it up here, and there's a Max Air vent fan right here. That'll get going about 8 miles an hour, and it goes in or out, so you can either draw the air in through the windows or bring the air in from the top. And it also has a temperature setting on it, which is pretty cool. So if you leave the coach and you want to stay, let's say it's 80 degrees out, it's a cooler day, but it's hot inside the coach and you want it to get down to 75, you can set that at 75. Once it gets down to 75, that fan will actually turn off, which is pretty neat. And it has a rain sensor. So if it rains out, as long as your power is on, that vent will close for you. So that's pretty neat. Now the storage in the Lance is something big though. So you have storage everywhere. Both sides of the bed have a drawer and a closet. They're the same size. Both sides of the bed have a nightstand with outlets. And if we look at the Campside over here, I'll move that armrest for us. You have one additional feature over here, and that is a battery monitor. So with the battery monitor, let's say you wake up in the middle of the night, you want to check your batteries, light might be flickering, you can hit this and see what all your volts are at, which is pretty neat. You don't even have to get out of bed for that. And you will get some plugs on that side as well. And the bed, to put it back up, it's just as simple as bringing it down. You flip, you grab, you pivot, and now you're set. You're ready to sit down and watch some TV or entertain. So now we'll take a look at some of the controls. So we'll get up in here in the side. Control wise, I already went through the max there for you. That's all this is just a remote for it. You have your slide here, in and out. This is your Truma control. This is what I was talking about with the hot water, the furnace, and the air conditioner. Everything goes off this panel. It's super simple to use. You just hit the button once, you tell it what you want it to do, and you're done, essentially. And the thermostat, they're actually placed throughout the coach. So it's not like you're going to have a hot spot and a cold spot. The thermostats are throughout the whole coach. This is your additional JBL speaker. It'll go here. So the same one that goes outside can click inside here. And then you're also going to have the monitoring for your solar. So this will tell you the volts that are coming in, the volts you're using, kind of everything that's going on with that power system. So if you are dry camping or you're just charging it in the driveway, you can see what's going on with it, which is pretty neat. On the Campside, a couple things over here. So you have your awning controls, awning lights, that's all these are. So you have the awning light and then you have the light on the side. Now with the awning, let's say it is a little bit windier. That awning is a little sensitive to wind. If you're sitting at the camper and you know it's not going to break or blow over the side, you can actually turn that off so it can't come in with the wind sensor. I usually just leave it on. If it's that windy, the awning shouldn't be out anyways. And the last thing we'll touch on the front here is the door. So this door is a little unique. These are a European door, and what they are is you have your lock, you have your unlock. It's as easy as that. You have a shade that comes up and down on the inside. But you'll notice, you might say, Eddie, where's my screen door? Well, you have a complete wall screen now. So from the top to the bottom, it's all screen. You don't have any of the bars to worry about or anything like that, which is pretty neat. So it gets you a lot of airflow throughout the coach, especially with these windows that open up. So now in the kitchen, we'll have a few things here. So you have your Norcold refrigerator. We are still using propane fridges for the main fact that a lot of the Lance customers dry camp. So if you're dry camping or you have bad power at a site and your power goes down, that's happened to me a few times, all your food's not going to go bad. So you do have the propane on the bottom, and it is propane on the top as well, with your freezer up here. So you have 3 shelves, some spots for some vegetables, but plenty of room. And then the storage is key too. So storage wise, you have this big hanging pantry here. You have the 2 on the sides of the bed. In the kitchen, you're going to have a large one here. Down below, you actually have some drawers that pull out, which is pretty neat. And then, this one is actually not storage. This is your microwave, which is pretty cool. They hide it out of view. And you'll also notice up here, you have some lights. So these lights will turn on when you open the drawers. Those are the little sensors for them. But everything's lit up. So if it is dark and you're trying to sneak a snack at night, you just open that up and it lights it all up for you so you're not using your phone. But with the kitchen area, so metal sink, Corian countertop, and this is a solid surface. It's an actual like stone type. So, and then you have a glass range here with a 3 burner. So you really don't have to worry about setting a hot pan on anything and burning it. But you have a 3 top here, metal sink, and then you even have a vent fan, which is pretty cool with a light in it. You do have an oven down below, good size oven. Make sure you take the paper out first so it doesn't start on fire. And then right next to the kitchen, conveniently placed, are all your tank level sensors. So it'll tell you your battery, your fresh tank, your gray tank, your black tank, and your water pump is right on the side here. Now, if your water pump, you ever have an issue with it, it's all located right down here. Easy accessible, right by your truma. This is also where you will winterize from. So you have 2 levers, they're easy accessible, you don't have to take anything apart to get to them. You flip those, you put the hose in a jug of antifreeze, turn the water pump on, and you're winterized. Just make sure it runs through all the lines. But it's nice that it's all accessible like that. Now, as we move back, we were talking storage. You have even more storage as you go. And these are actually all, there's a button on them. These will lock shut so they don't open up in transit. But you have 2 big compartments under the U-shaped dinette. And this dinette is huge. Easily, at the dealership we've had 6 people in this dinette during training, but you can easily fit 4 people in here. This is absolutely giant. And it's all inside this big slide box with a window that opens as well. If you want an unobscured view, put the screen up and it's completely unobscured to the outside. Now to close these windows, it's super simple. You just grab it and you pull down. Latch it and you're done. So they're super easy to open. They'll keep the rain out because they bevel upward. And like right now, we have a completely unobscured view, and we have windows in the slide box sides, which is pretty cool. So we can see who's coming, who's going, everything that's going on. And you also see I have some stuff on the table here. So I kind of put the goodies out that come with Lance. So this is going to be your JBL speaker. That's what will pop into the mounts that are all over the coach. Here we have your backup camera. Obviously the camera's already mounted, but the screen is in here for your truck. That'll just plug right in. You have your tire pressure monitors. These are already installed in the tires. This is the screen that will go into your truck. And then we have these cool canvas pieces. Now these are pretty neat. Lance puts these in all of their coaches, but these are insulated canvas covers. So you can't feel them, unfortunately, through the video, but they're very thick. And if you are cold or hot weather camping and you're afraid of the heat or AC getting out, all you do is snap these on. It also keeps the light out, which is nice. A lot of times the light comes through those vent holes and it wakes you up in the morning. These just snap right on. There's one for every single vent top. So it's pretty neat that they do that because nobody else does that. As we're going through the Lance, there's a few things you'll notice. So on the front, or on the back here I should say, you do have a built-in JBL sound system. You're also going to have a subwoofer. So if you like your music, you can put your tunes on here. The control for the subwoofer is right here, minimum to maximum. If you turn it off, that just won't function, but you'll still have speakers. You're also going to have a fireplace down below. This is going to throw off heat as well. So it'll throw off, I want to say about 5,000 BTUs. It's a little less than that. I think it's in the 4,000 range, 4,700. But it will throw off some electric heat. So if you don't want to use your propane furnace, or your propane truma, I should say, you can use this just to take the chill out of the air. Plus it looks nice. Got a little fire here. You can change the colors of it. Blue, different blue, red, orange, all sorts of cool stuff. And then you're going to have your Jensen TV. This is a smart TV, so you can do Netflix, you can do YouTube, all that stuff on here. Apple TV, maybe not Apple TV, but all the smart TV functions you can do off of here. And then we'll take a look in the bathroom. I'll let you get in there. So you're going to have a glass bowl sink in the bathroom, a medicine cabinet on top. You will have storage underneath the sink, and then you'll notice in there, there's so much shower space. That shower is absolutely huge. I'm 6 foot and I can fit in there just fine. And that's also going to have a water circulation system in there. So what you can do is there's a little lever in there you can flip, and there's a blue button on the wall. And what happens is that blue button stays blue until hot water goes through, and it'll turn white. So what that means is instead of turning the shower on and waiting for the water to get hot, it recirculates it to the fresh tank until that button turns white, and then you can turn it on and have instant hot water out of the shower. So you're not wasting a drop waiting for hot water. Thanks for taking a look at the Lance 1875. If you have any more questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, you like the videos, you just want to tell us, or you just want to take it home with you and get camping this summer, feel free to give me a shout. Again, my name's Eddie with Colton RV. My number is 716-957-3682. 3250, and my direct extension is 342.